Harry Potter is by and large one of the biggest franchises to come out of the last few decades. The books alone were a cultural phenomenon that spanned the world. And then, when the movies came out and the quality was so good it brought even more people to the table, it became something infinitely special. 7 books and 8 movies were made. They split the final book into 2 films, and all were successes. But now, certain people want to go ahead with her 8th story/play that J.K. Rowling made. Allow us to show you how the Harry Potter director wants to make Cursed Child movie with the original cast. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, the 2-part play by Jack Thorne, J.K. Rowling, and John Tiffany, has experienced ample success. Harry Potter director Chris Columbus is keen on adapting the play to film with the original trio. Speaking with Variety, Columbus discussed his desire to adapt the play for the big screen. He stated, "I would love to direct The Cursed Child. It's a great play, and the kids, Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe, and Rupert Grint, are actually the right age to play those roles. It's a small fantasy of mine." Columbus isn't a newcomer to the Harry Potter franchise. He directed the first 2 films, Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, and was a producer on the 3rd movie, Prisoner of Azkaban. The director discussed his emotions about making the first movie, explaining, "I had every expectation that I would probably be fired within the first 2 weeks. I was very, I don't want to say anxious, but aware of the fact that if I screw this up, I will probably never work again. And I would have millions of fans at my door just infuriated." Sorcerer's Stone was a marked success, pleasing both fans and critics. Moreover, the film went on to win multiple prominent awards, including several Oscars, BAFTAs, Grammys, and Hugo Awards, with many nominations in additional. Not to mention, many noted that after his movies, the films took more of a realistic take in regards to certain character stories and looks, including how the students didn't always wear their school robes despite them being at the academy. But that's another story entirely. Warner Brothers has not announced any plans to make a Harry Potter and the Cursed Child film adaptation as of yet, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Reunion. Several members of the original Harry Potter cast are officially set to reunite in a new HBO Max special in honor of the franchise's 20th anniversary. Well, before Fantastic Beasts turned into a film franchise and The Cursed Child dominated the stage, the wizarding world was exclusively comprised of the story of one boy wizard. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series first transferred to the big screen in 2001 and became the gold standard for what a book-to-movie adaptation should be. 2021 is the 20th anniversary of the first movie, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Directed by Chris Columbus, the movie introduced then-unknown stars Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint to the world. After earning positive reviews, the first Harry Potter boosted itself to nearly $1 billion worldwide. Columbus has recently looked back on the movie through numerous interviews, and now it looks like he won't be the only one taking a trip to the past. On Tuesday, the official birthday of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Warner Brothers announced it will be releasing a new special titled Harry Potter 20th Anniversary, Return to Hogwarts, on HBO Max next year. It will reunite several members of the Harry Potter cast, including Radcliffe, Watson, and Grint. According to WB, the special will tell a making-of story through new interviews and cast conversations. It will drop on HBO Max at midnight on January 1st, 2022, well ahead of its network premieres on TBS and the Cartoon Network in the spring of 2022. Those who have been confirmed to appear are as follows: Helena Bonham Carter, Robbie Coltrane, Ralph Fiennes, Jason Isaacs, Gary Oldman, Imelda Staunton, Tom Felton, James Phelps, Oliver Phelps, Mark Williams, Bonnie Wright, Alfred Enoch, Matthew Lewis, and Ivana Lynch. Return to Hogwarts will explore the behind-the-scenes magic that went into every Harry Potter movie while also examining its lasting legacy. Hilariously, Radcliffe said back in July he didn't believe a 20-year-old Harry Potter reunion was likely to happen. Whether he just wasn't aware of the HBO Max special or was playing coy isn't clear, but fans will likely be thrilled by this news regardless. Though Rowling herself has courted controversy over the past year for her anti-trans views, the Harry Potter franchise remains beloved by millions of people around the world. A Harry Potter reunion of this scale has never happened, so it will be especially exciting to see all of these stars come back together. In the cases of Radcliffe, Grint, and Watson, there are bound to be a few misty eyes within the fanbase as the original trio reunites once again. Though, with all of this going on, many are wondering what is happening with the other Harry Potter movie franchise, Fantastic Beasts. If Hollywood has a singular problem, it doesn't. It has many problems. It's that they don't know when to leave well enough alone. To the extent that a few years after the Harry Potter books ended, they decided to go and make a spin-off series based on the events decades before the main storyline. What's more, J.K. Rowling was to go and write the scripts for everything in the movie, and not have things be based off of books or plays. This led to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, a movie following Newt Scamander, a man trying to document the various magical creatures of the world. On the surface, that's totally fine, and it would be a big departure from what the Harry Potter mainline stories was about. The problem was that the first two movies of the now 5 planned films were wildly different in tone from one another, as well as the fact that the movies didn't really know what they were supposed to be about. Newt was trying to find his magical creatures, but then got caught up in various acts of dark magic, conspiracies, a dark wizard criminal, and more. Not to mention, the third movie has been delayed a lot because of filming issues, actor issues, see Johnny Depp, and much, much more. As if all of that wasn't enough to doom a franchise, the box office returns for the movies weren't that grand, to the extent that the second movie did worse than the first, and that usually would be a death sentence under most circumstances. But WB seems committed to it for one reason or another. Whether we actually get the final 3 films is honestly up in the air given how much time has already passed since the first one came out in 2016. So, if this keeps up, we won't get the final film until the end of the decade, which would be bad for various reasons. Is it time to let Harry Potter go? No, we're not saying we need to abandon everything that is going on with Harry Potter. The reunion special will likely be fun, and the house tournament show has potential. But in terms of the Cursed Child and the Fantastic Beasts series, this is truly an example of things going off the rails in certain metrics because of people in higher-up positions wanting to get more money from something that made them money before. The problem with that logic is that when it comes right down to it, that only works to an extent. Even the MCU hasn't had unlimited success with all of their properties, as some have only done decently at the box office compared to others like the Avengers. Eternals, for example, got raked over the coals, and its box office total will be judged by it. So, while Harry Potter as a franchise is something that is timeless, and we should absolutely treasure the 7 books and the 8 original movies, you kind of have to wonder if we should just seal it up and wonder what else might be out there for us to enjoy. Because every wizarding journey has to go and end, and it might be time for us to do that with this franchise in the large scale. So, what do you think? What do you think of this look at Harry Potter and how the team behind the movies want to make a film based on the 8th story? Do you want to see the OG cast come together to make this happen? Or do you think that they should stick to just keeping it to the original 7 books that most people have honestly read? Will this potentially overshadow Fantastic Beasts if it's made? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time on the channel.